Hello, this is Brooks Whittington with halfwheel.com. Today we're taking a look at the XIKAR Ensō, which is a follow-up to the company's XO dual guillotine cutter that was introduced in 2016. Now the Ensō comes in 6 different finishes and colors: black, silver, red, blue, which this one is, neon orange, and neon green, all of which retail for the same $99.99. It will fit a 68 ring gauge cigar right through it. The hole is big enough. This is a 62, and as you can see, there's no issues whatsoever getting that through there. Now, it gives you lots of options in terms of how big you want to cut a cigar. So after using it for about a month and a half, I have come to the conclusion that it is a very, very good cutter in terms of cutting cigars. The blades are sharp. I never had any major issues with the actual blades themselves. The issues that I have come from the actual process of cutting the cigar. First of all, you have to open it with 2 hands. There are, I suppose, a way to actually open it with one hand, but it's awkward, and I've never been able to do it with any accuracy that doesn't annoy the hell out of me. So you have to open it with 2 hands. Once you get it open, my major issue is the fact that this cutter has a lock on it. So when it opens up so that it doesn't fall forward, it has a lock on it. But when you try to close that lock, it basically closes the entire cutter every time. This gives you very little control over, it goes about halfway every time. It gives you very little control over where you want the actual blades to go. And in practical use, when you actually cut a cigar with it, it basically, you have to, it's very difficult to get in there. You can actually do it, but you have to actually put the blades against the actual, cigar in order to stop the blades. I found that it's it has an interesting solution that works just fine, but it took me a little while to find it. Basically, when you open it up, you have the cutter here, you put your finger right there, and you can close it enough to actually get past that lock, and then you can basically put the blades wherever you want to on the cigar itself. And so you open it up, close it up close it just a little bit, and then it gives you just a little bit, enough of a situation where you can actually cut the cigar without a problem. So, easy as pie in terms of that once you get the hang of it. The problem is that you truly have to actually think about it every time that you do it, and that's not something I want with a cigar cutter. Now, the XO, which is basically the dual guillotine version of that, this was meant to be smaller, lighter, and thinner, and cheaper, and it is. It's a very, very interesting and very thin version of the XO, but it is a different version. This one opens with 2. It's a dual guillotine, and so you open it up and push it together with the levers there. You can see the levers, and you can see it in our review if you'd like. We have a review on the site. This one has the same levers inside, but they're not as visible. Also, the Ensō supposedly has magnets in it as well, somewhere inside, 4 magnets inside of it. And so you can see that the way to cut the cigars is very different in terms of that. This is a dual guillotine cutter with basically no finger holes, and this is a single guillotine cutter, although when you push down, both blades move, so it's kind of a hybrid in between there. In terms of the actual process, I believe that the XO is a better cutter, substantially better, in fact, to the point where I can't recommend the Ensō over it. But it does have some good things about it, some other positives about it. The Ensō does. Basically, when you open it up, you can use this as a cigar holder. You just put that right there. I used it quite a bit, more than I thought I would, honestly. And it's a very usable thing in terms of, if you've got it on a table or something, you don't have a cigar holder, or that's something that you use, then you could very easily use that. In terms of the blades, as I mentioned, they're very sharp. There's no issues with that at all. It's more of a process. When I'm trying to cut a cigar, I just don't want to have to think about the process. And I thought that basically we would show very quickly the process and what it is. And I'm going to do that by cutting a cigar with each one of these, same cigar. I'm going to cut a cigar with each one of these and time the process and see exactly how fast it is. All right, so here's my iPhone here. Here's the cigar. I'm going to push this down, and then I'm going to hit the button, and pick it up and got the cigar. Bam. 7 seconds and 54. And so you can see that cut. That cut is excellent. See that? Nice. All right, so let's do the XO and see what the difference is. Same cigar, same way to do it. And 1, 2. And there you go. Bam. Same cut, very, very clean. No problems with that. And you can do that very easily. It's just a different process. I mean, a much easier process in terms of what you're trying to do. And I prefer a cutter that you don't have to think about when you cut a cigar. You basically pick it up, you open it up, cut the cigar, close it, and be done with it. And the XO does that in spades. It's basically my favorite guillotine cutter that I've ever used, and it continues to be. So the question: would you recommend would I recommend the Ensō? The answer is no, I wouldn't. I think that the XO is a better cutter in every conceivable way, except for the fact that it's thicker and a little heavier. But the ease of use and the way that it works, and even the way it looks, personally, I like better, is superior. And I prefer the XO, and that's what I would recommend doing. Just basically take the extra money, a little bit of extra money, and use it to buy the XO. You'll thank me later, and it's not going to it's going to give you years of very good service, especially with the way that it's built. So, for halfwheel.com, this is Brooks Whittington. For more reviews, news, and anything cigar related, check out halfwheel.com.